we really should be having a conversation of a much more active fiscal policy in terms of public banking institutions like a modern day reconstruction finance corporation, an infrastructure bank, a federal infrastructure bank, essentially to start putting tax-paying resources to work to rebuilding our infrastructure. But it also would suggest the need for a more active monetary policy. Some would say, how can you make it more active than it is today, with the Fed buying trillions of dollars in financial assets? And I've already indicated one strategy to make it not just more active, but more effective, where the Fed is directing its resources not just to Wall Street, but to Main Street. And the problem is that this is so unorthodox, it's so heterodox, that you're not going to get this type of an orientation coming directly out of a Federal Reserve that's a captured agency. But I do think that this is where the conversation needs to be going, that the QE programs are very much trickle-down monetary policy, much like Roosevelt had criticized Hoover in the early 1930s. What's needed is a bottom-up recovery. We need to get away from this bias against an active fiscal policy at the federal level. We need to get away from this bias that the public sector can't create jobs. And we have to start talking about this reorientation of monetary and fiscal policy towards a bottom-up recovery, towards Main Street, and to reforming institutions like the Fed so that they are more responsive, more accountable, more representative of the wide range of interests in society. It frustrates me when sensible reform proposals are dismissed as just politically not realistic. I really think this is a time where we have to speak quite clearly about what it is that we want and we need. What is it that this country needs right now? And it needs a central bank that is much more accountable and responsive to this generation, to very real needs for economic development, infrastructure investment, and job creation. And what would a Fed look like that is responsive and is accountable and is representative of those kinds of